We're getting breaking news right now from Matt Smith and Gavin from Project Gulf Impact, projectgulfimpact.com. They're down in the Gulf area right now. We're going to hear what's going on there at this moment. Matt and Gavin, are you on the line?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us, Shepard?
Absolutely. How's it going, Matt?
Good. Gavin, you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, this is Gavin.
Hi, Gavin. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
What's going on, guys?
It started about, I'd say, 3 or 4 hours ago, and we both want to basically preface this by saying that based on what's been happening the last 72 hours, we felt that it was imperative to at least get the word out there. Phone calls from various different people and residents in Barataria Bay, down in Venice, explaining to us that last night, around midnight, the military moved in to different parts of Barataria Bay and were setting up different roadblocks. Now, we're hearing all different things. Gavin has a little bit more on that, but we've gotten about 15 different unrelated reports basically saying the exact same thing, and people are very afraid, and for good reason, and we hope to God it's not for an evacuation, but we did feel that, since based on everything else that we have been gathering and all the information that we've been hearing and seeing firsthand, we feel that it is extremely important to at least get the word out there, whether it is for an evacuation or not. Gavin, can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, or Matt, before we go to Gavin here, yesterday on the show, someone called in. I was calling all intel soldiers to call in with any data. There was a large military buildup, up-armored Humvees, SATCOMs, Buffalo Frequency Band, armored Humvees with microwave cannons, flatbeds from Barstow loaded with Humvees, 6 E-2C Hawkeye AWACS planes in and around the area in Louisiana. I have reports of armed troops walking around in North Carolina. Go ahead, Gavin, to let us know what else you guys found.
Basically we're waiting to hear back. We're trying to get pictures and people on the ground there who can maybe talk to the people who are setting up the roadblocks, exactly what's going on. We're being told by Linda on Facebook that it's nothing to be alarmed by, that the roads are susceptible to being washed out, and that the National Guard being out there is a standard procedure when they're under flood advisory or storm warning.
Sounds a little suspicious. What do you think, Jeff?
I think it's just more of the same. I think your reports are accurate, and this probably is happening. And, of course, they're going to be giving us some Simple Simon reason while they're doing this. We've been coming across this quite frequently as the weeks go by. And I don't know what to expect, but I'll tell you this, guys. We've been telling people to get ready for some type of pivotal point here where we're going to start seeing either a massive trigger by people getting sick or startings of a mass evacuation. And here we are with the more info today. I'm glad you called in.
Thank you. And I also have to add that a lot of the reports we're getting are from people who have lived in this area their entire lives, some of them in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, as high as 70-some-odd years old. You would think, at least in my opinion, that these people would be used to a National Guard presence for floods, and the alarm obviously could be from a various amount of sources and reasons, but the fact that they are so alarmed, and these are people who live their entire lives, is a bit alarming to us, too. And Gavin will concur with the fact that we're not alarmists. We're not trying to do anything but basically report what we're hearing as we're hearing it. And, of course, there's a bunch of different reasons that we're getting, but we feel that it is so imperative and crucial, considering all of the information we've been getting over the last 2 weeks, that, to not report it could be devastating. Important whether they are armed or not. Obviously, what Shepard's saying, raises some alarm, too, as far as, that they are seeing cannons and various different sorts of vehicles and whatnot. Like we said, we have a few people who are supposedly sending us some pictures and video very soon. We are doing our best to get that up there as quickly and as fast as possible. We're just waiting on it, and a lot of people are leaving. So that's another issue we're encountering right now. And obviously there's not a whole lot of reporting being done on this, so we're relying on the sources that we have to send us the information.
So you're noticing people leave, or you're being told that people are leaving the area?
Oh, absolutely. We've had more. I've had personally about 8 or 9 phone calls of those 15, and they're all leaving. Yeah, they're all either out of the state already as of this morning or on their way out right now. Because what we're hearing is that the blocks are not they're not blocking people from leaving just yet, but there is a major tension. I had one person tell me that it looks like Afghanistan down there, and she's someone who's lived there for all 44 years of her life. And she's never seen anything like it. So, again, it is a fine line to walk, but if we're wrong, and I hope we are, then great. Then we have a couple more days, and then who knows what happens. But as of right now, and Gavin will tell you, I'd say it's leaning more towards people leaving. Gavin, what are you getting over there?
Yeah, I've also gotten a few similar phone calls with people telling me that they're finally packed and ready to go and on their way out. I really do hope this is wrong. This all started as a rather innocuous status update on our end, given that the Navy's moving to Costa Rica and we were starting to get these calls that the National Guard is setting up these roadblocks. I thought, to pose the question to our Facebook community if anyone knew what was going on, and it kind of exploded. And so everything's coming in right now, and hopefully we will know very shortly.
Well, we have reports that there are no moving trucks available in the area. Apparently, people are moving out. The Navy leaving the Costa Rica just makes me wonder if they're kind of just sitting back on the outskirts of the Gulf, waiting for some kind of incursion or something. I mean, this is almost like a scene out of Red Dawn or something. It sounds crazy. Any other details or any other things you can tell us, that you've been noticing or have heard about?
Gavin?
Matt, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Navy doing that, we've heard various reports. You can Google it and see it right online as far as what they've been doing. It's interesting to me the amount of vessels and aircraft and troops that they sent out reportedly from the Gulf, to Costa Rica. To me personally, I mean, I can't speak for Gavin, Heather, or Rich. Maybe Gavin can give some insight into his opinion on this. To me, it is a bit disturbing and at least interesting that they are moving out so quickly. And on this weekend, when the CAP is going on, another thing I'd like to point out is the quote last night from BP, which I can't quote it specifically, but it was basically saying that this cap could actually cause the wellhead to blow because of the pressure that it's going to cause. I'm going to see if I can find it right now. But there's a lot of interesting things going on right now down there and all in the last 72 hours. And, it definitely raises some eyebrows with me. And, I can't, like I said, I can't speak for Gavin. And, Gavin, how do you feel about that?
No, I agree, and I wouldn't have mentioned anything if there wasn't this, all this evidence coming together that something's happening.
Yeah, the quote was, it was from Bomer, who's one of the heads up there, and he said, if the new cap does work, it is possible that part of the well could rupture if the pressure inside builds to an unacceptable value. To me, that's very alarming considering all the research we've been doing, especially lately, on the methane buildup underneath and all the different scenarios that are basically coming into us almost minute by minute. It seems to all be pointing in one direction, and to me, this is an extremely delicate but also worrisome situation. I mean, this is something that I think people really need to start paying attention to.
Matt, have you guys heard of the conspiracy theory Operation Deep Sleep?
Gavin was actually saying, well, Gavin, you were just saying something about that recently, weren't you?
Oh, only someone just posted about it. I haven't had a chance to Google it yet.
Apparently, it's a pretty extreme conspiracy theory. We don't know if it holds any weight or not, and I was kind of leaning towards it doesn't, because it's like, who would have this information? But they're claiming that at 4:17 in the a.m. tomorrow morning, that there will be a nuclear blast in the Gulf. But what's troubling to me about this is today we noticed that HAARP was activated. And we've been getting the ultra-low frequency ratings or readings off of a website. HAARP has been very active today in and around the Gulf area. We're seeing plumes around the area, pings from the HAARP towers. And we don't know what to make of it, but it is so weird that it fits in with this conspiracy theory that's been floating around on the internet, and it falls right into place with the day. So, you guys just kind of be careful, keep your eyes open. I don't know what to think about that.
I think that, like I said before, we're not conspiracy theorists, so we've been learning a whole heck of a lot of facts in the last few weeks, and I'm sure Gavin could concur with that. It's been quite mind expanding and mind blowing, even for us personally, as far as the information we've been getting. It's coming to the point where nothing is surprising at this point. I'd have to do some research. 417 isn't too far away, unfortunately, and I pray to God that is not true. Things are so bizarre down here, that I don't even know what to think at this point. We're trying to stay as fact-oriented. Our sources are extremely reliable.